Did y'all see that? We demolished them. Did you see that defense? Did y'all see that defense? You had to have seen that defense. We took care of business. Hook 'em. Texas came in, destroyed Texas A&M, took care of business. Did y'all see that defense? Yeah, y'all have to have seen that defense. Like the defense, like, oh my gosh, round of applause for that defense. I think they stopped them on 3 4th downs. Like, are you kidding me? 2 turnovers, 1 to seal the game. The first half, like, masterful, great job. I'm super proud of this Texas football team. They stood up on the road at night. All the things that people were saying. Texas hasn't played anybody. Texas hasn't had to play a night game. Texas can't run on the road. Texas. Keep our name out of your mouth. We took care of business. We took care of business. We have earned the right to go to the SEC championship game and play Georgia. We have earned it. And you know what? After that Texas game against Georgia, I was like, I don't know what this team is doing. I don't know what is going on. But one thing I know for sure is this Texas team has an identity. And the identity of this Texas team is that defense. The offense, you know, they did what they did. But this defense is our battle cry. This defense is who we are. This defense is our identity. And instead of fighting it, we need to lean into it and we need to accept it and we need to focus on what that means. But before we get into all of that, I am going to talk about all the things that I'm super proud of for this Texas victory and the way that we took care of business against little brother today. Like I always say, and like I always do, I don't accept things in a win that I wouldn't accept in a loss. So I have a lot of things to say and I will get into those things. But I want to say that I am very proud of this Texas team. 11-1, 2 years in a row, win the Big 12 last year, come into the SEC. Everyone's telling us we're not ready, we're not fast enough, we don't have all of what it takes to come into the SEC and do the things that we're supposed to do. I'm sorry. Excuse me, we're headed to the SEC championship game. And I know that there's a lot of teams in the SEC who have never played in the SEC championship game. So why don't you mind the business that pays you and leave Texas alone? But having said all of that, I'm proud of the performance that Quinn Ewers did and the way that he started the game. I will say before I get into the things I love, this offense needs to focus on their execution and they need to focus on not being a liability. Because boy, they tried to give the game away, but the defense stepped up and the defense said, no worry, get on our back. We got this. We've been carrying this team all year. We got this. Get on our back, offense. We got this. But let me get to the things that I love. The defense. Every single solitary person who played defense today, who coached defense today, who got the defense ready today, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We did not allow this Texas A&M team to score any points on offense. They scored 0 points on offense. This Texas defense held this Texas A&M offense to 0 points. Zero, zilch, not one single point was scored from Texas A&M's offense today. Our defense dominated this game. And the score, you might not believe that if you watch the score, if you just look at the score and just look at the box office or whatever, but we dominated this football game. It just is what it is. The other thing is too, our time of possession was 10 minutes more than A&M's time of possession. And you know how I feel about time of possession. Time of possession dictates so many things, and kudos to this Texas team. The other thing I love, Texas ran the ball 50 times. Texas saw the advantage and they ran over and over and over and over. Milk that clock. The game that football is to be won. You want to win football games, and Texas did every single thing they could on defense to win this football game, and I'm proud of them for that. The other thing I'm proud of is, and I want to be careful the way that I say this, but I am proud of Ewers in some moments of this game, and the other parts of this game, I hated his play. However, that 26-yard scramble, huge. The play to Ryan Wingo, huge. The whole first half of that game, I think Quinn Ewers played great. I think he did everything he was supposed to do. He was not a liability. He took care of business. I'll get into his turnovers and the thing that I hated. But even in the second quarter, we moved the ball down the field because of Ewers. Now, yes, the tip ball annoying, the fumble annoying. I got it. But Ewers being in that game really helped us. And kudos to Sark for bringing in Arch. Give teams a different look. Use everything that you have in your arsenal to try to win these football games. Brilliant coaching there. Use everything you got. All the tools, Throw them out there, use them. The other thing I just want to say, because I would be an idiot if I didn't call out these two individuals. Trey Wisner is a star. Trey Wisner coming in, carrying the ball. He did the same thing against Kentucky. He did the same thing against Texas A&M. Solid. Absolutely freaking solid. Shout out to Trey Wisner. Oh my God. Masterful, masterful, masterful. Kelvin Banks goes down. In the first quarter, Kelvin Banks goes down, our star left tackle, our All-American, our all-everything at left tackle, going into the NFL first round, all the things, goes down in the first quarter. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't sure who was going to come in. All I know was I was like, not Kelvin Banks, not Kelvin Banks, not Kelvin Banks. And you know what? Trevor Goodsby, I think that's how you say his name. I don't even know how to say his name right, but he came in and he balled out. He handled that Texas A&M defensive line. Are you kidding me? The strength of the Texas A&M defensive line, the strength of that team is their defensive line. And Trevor Goodsby, whatever his name is, I need to learn his name. Shame on me for not coming prepared and knowing his name right. But oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Left tackle, you had to come in and replace a first round draft pick. He is a red shirt freshman. He came into that game and he acted like he was supposed to be in that game. He handled that Texas A&M defensive line. Shout out to him and shout out to Wisner, because they came and they showed up and they conquered. Kudos to him. And you know what? By the next time I record, I promise you, I will say his name correctly, because he has earned that. And shame on me for not being here and saying his name correctly, because without him playing that way at left tackle, I just cannot. So all of those Texas doesn't develop, Texas is this, Texas is that. You're just worried that Texas might just be back. I don't know what to tell you, but let me just get into my whatever, because clearly I'm fired up. My whatever, honestly, is just the kicker. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the kicker. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with our kicker. Like, he is one of the strong parts coming into the season. Like, at this point, I don't even know what to say about the kicker. It's just kind of a whatever 48. Like, he missed a 48-yarder, and the truth is, it wasn't even close. It didn't even look like it was going to go in. So I don't know what's wrong with our kicker, but I'll just move on to the things that I hated. The things that I hated: blocked punt. The block punt actually pissed me off more than anything. Like, the block punt was one of those things where I'm like, special teams has to be special. Special teams cannot cost you football games. The blocked punt pissed me off. The guy was uncovered. Hated the block punt. Absolutely hated the block punt. Obviously, hated Quinn Ewers' fumble, because what the hell was that? I hated it. I don't know why he was running. I don't know what he was doing. I hated the fumble. Hated it, hated it, hated it. Hated the tip ball also. You get the team all the way down there to literally the 10-yard line, and you fumble the bag twice. 2 times, Ewers. That is unacceptable. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. It's unacceptable. I don't want to see it ever again. I hated it. The other thing I didn't necessarily love either is the play calling in the red zone. I mean, I know it sounds weird for me to say that, because we scored 2 times in the red zone to get 14 points. The reason why I don't like the play calling in the red zone is because I think we went away from the things that were successful when we scored the 2 touchdowns. It's like these coaches fall in love with their playbooks, and I hate it. The other thing is, and if you didn't watch the game, this will make no sense to you, but let me just give you the sequence here. There was a sequence that we were moving down the field and we were driving down the field, and we got to, I believe, the 10-yard line, I believe. And somebody on the Texas A&M team got hurt, and so he's down and he's injured. Coming out of that timeout, we roll out Arch Manning. And the reason why I don't like that move is because Quinn was moving us down the field. So we bring in Arch Manning. Arch Manning gets tackled for a loss, I believe, and then we bring back in Ewers, and then we try to get him to pass. Now, he is responsible for that interception. I'm not saying he's not, but sometimes these coaches fall in love with their playbook so much that they just don't do the things that work well. Run the damn football. It works. Use it, run it. Now, I know he did it in the second half, so I get it. But sometimes Sark's play calling in the red zone makes me a little frustrated. So I wanted to say that here, because sometimes I hate the things that he does in the red zone. I will say it here, and I will leave it at that. I also want to say, I do appreciate the fact that Quinn Ewers threw a dot to Shadon Blue in the back of the end zone. Literally, all he had to do was turn around and catch the ball, and it's a touchdown. That's a great throw. That's a great touchdown. So quarterbacks are going to always get a lot of my fury because they touch the ball on every offensive possession almost. My random thing for this video is we get to talk trash to Texas A&M for an entire year. We get to talk trash. You know how much trash Texas A&M fans have talked to Texas? We're in the SEC. It means more. We're in the SEC. This isn't the Big 12, blah, blah, blah. Hey, welcome. We're in the SEC. Not only did we beat you at your own home, we get to go to the SEC championship game. We are 11-1. You are 8-4. Yeah, whatever. Like, and the other thing is too, I'm interested to see how this game impacts recruiting. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm very interesting to see who falls to Texas. Signing day is coming up. All the things are coming up. And listen, this game is over. Texas won this game. I will celebrate it still on Sunday because I like to talk trash. I will be honest and say I like to talk trash, but I will celebrate this game on Sunday. Texas came in, took care of business. I am super proud of them for coming in and taking care of business. And the best part about taking care of business is we have now earned the right to play Georgia, a Georgia team that basically came to Austin and dominated us at home. Well, the offense, but we get another shot to play Georgia. And I love this. I love when teams get a chance to step up and play the teams that beat them before. I want to see what is different. I want to see the game plan. I want to see everything that happens. And I want to see if Ewers does not play better. I want to see if Sark is going to pull him and bring in Arch. Like, this is for the SEC championship. And I cannot wait to see how Texas plays Georgia. Obviously, I will have a video out at some point this week talking about Georgia versus Texas. And I'm just excited for this. And it's kind of like Georgia came to Texas and beat us, and now we get to go to Georgia and beat them, quite frankly. And like, I know it's not technically a home game, but it is what it is. I'll take what I can get. I'm a competitor and I want to play the best. And I want to prove that this Texas team is primed and ready to go. They just have to get over this monumental hurdle and they have to beat Georgia. It just kind of is what it is at this point. But I'm super excited they took care of A&M. 11-1 in the regular season. I love it. I'm here for it. Sign me up, inject it in my veins, all the stuff. I'm so proud of them. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like always, I will rant on the other side of this, but at the end of the day, hook 'em.
The things I'm keeping an eye on, it should come as no surprise, health. I feel like I've said this multiple times throughout the season. Health, 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 health. I want to see how our starting left tackle is doing, and I want to make sure our quarterback continues to heal. I don't know how much time you can heal within a week, but I'm just hoping they get better and better, and I'm hoping that they're ready to go, and there's nothing more I can say about that. The other thing that's interesting to me for this Texas team is also, so you're getting ready to play, but also there's early signing day. And so I'm very curious to see how all of these things work together. I don't know when Texas is leaving to go to Georgia and play all those things. I know when signing day starts, so I'm looking forward to seeing how all these moving parts work with early signing day. Who signs with Texas, who commits to Texas, who flips to Texas, and all of those things. I am super excited to see it, and I'm so happy for my team that they have done this. If you don't even know what we've been through over the past 10 to 13 years, but it has been brutal. But Texas today showed up, they beat Texas A&M, they took care of business. I'm going to celebrate them taking care of business, and I'm going to hope and pray that we get some great recruitments to flip, and that our starters get healthy and get ready to go. And also, if anybody sees Trey Wisner at any point during this week, buy that guy a beer, a drink, lunch, coffee, whatever he does. I know he doesn't need it. He's an athlete at Texas, but like whatever he needs, like give him those things. If it's an Uber, somebody take care of his Uber ride. I don't know, but whatever we need to do to take care of Trey Wisner, he deserves every single ounce of it. And I'm excited that I get to make another video about Texas playing Georgia. So I will end this video here, and let's just see what happens. This is the fun part, right? As always, hook 'em.